to the Deputy Speaker to speak on this matter because she also has another business to undertake.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to lend my voice to this very important subject. I wish to thank the chairperson of Kewopa, the Honorable Member for Kajiado, Honorable Lea Sankaire, and the Honorable Member for Nairobi County, Esther Passaris, for ensuring that this matter comes to the House. This challenge has been with us. It's only that recently it has only received much more attention than it has done before. Many women have been killed in our faces. And if you look back, we have been very slow in speaking out. And this time we must not relent and we must continue to speak about it. And I commend the members of the National Assembly for making this commitment. If you recall, there was the lady called Sholei who was a musician from Kericho County who was killed by her husband, who later confessed, who was a police officer. If you remember back, we had Agnes Tirop, a world champion, who was killed by her spouse or boyfriend in return, and who also a person has been arraigned, but not much was said about it. Thereafter, in the same year that Agnes Tirop was killed, 2 other women athletes were also killed. More recently, we have had Edith Mutembei, who was also killed in the athletics camps, again by a boyfriend. We also had Damaris Mutua, also a world champion, who was also killed. So these killings have been with us, and we have just not spoken. So Honorable Esther Passaris, you have named the list of recent ones, but this goes back as far back as 7 years ago. And we are not talking about people who are unknown. These are world champions. Agnes Tirop represented us in the world championships in Tokyo, and a few weeks later she was killed. But today, it has not received the attention it does. We don't see the media houses writing the story and putting it on the headlines, because part of the failings is also with the media. If the media put this on the headlines every single day, it would get the attention it deserves. If the television stations put it on the headline news, it would get the attention it deserves. There has been no real consequences for killing women. There are no consequences for killing women. If we make the consequences sufficient and high enough, and bring it to a much higher attention, to the extent that when someone knows that will not only affect them, but also affect their families, then maybe they will think twice about it. It has been normalized that people can speak negatively about women and get away with it. We saw that in the statements that were made against Honorable Kawira. That was rape and sexual assault, only that it was verbal. And we actually thought it was funny. We must begin to interrogate our conscience as a country. And with those few remarks, I support this particular motion with all my soul and all my spirit. Thank you, Honorable Passaris.
Very well. The leader of minority, the whip of minority whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to contribute to this motion. And if I may continue with where the Deputy Speaker stopped